Hey guys, so I know that I talked about irritable bowel syndrome part 1 a couple weeks ago. And today we'll be talking about how you can eliminate or at least reduce the signs and symptoms that you may have from IBS. We all know that IBS can be a debilitating cause and decreasing the quality of life for many people. IBS typically occurs because of nutrition and things that trigger the symptoms. So if you're able to keep these symptoms at bay, you can have a better quality of life, as I said earlier, but you can even start doing things that you want to do, such as working out and also getting your nutrition on track. So just a brief recap, what is IBS? Well, irritable bowel syndrome affects the bowels, mainly the large intestine. The symptoms of IBS are abdominal pain, bloating, gas, diarrhea, constipation, and cramping. You may not have all of the symptoms, but you may have one or two that just is too much for you to bear at times. The causes for this could be two things. Number one, the nervous system. There might be abnormalities in the nerves in your digestive system that causes greater than normal discomfort when your abdomen stretches due to the gas or the stool. There can also be poorly coordinated signals between the brain and your gut in the intestines that can cause your body to overreact to changes that normally occur in the digestive process. Muscle contractions in the intestine also causes this pain. Sometimes the walls of the intestines are lined with layers of muscles that contracts as they move food through the digestive tract. However, when these contractions get stronger, they may last longer than normal for those that have IBS, and that in turn causes the pain and also the bloating and even the diarrhea for people with IBS. Also, weak intestinal contractions can also slow down the passage of stool, and this leads to constipation. So the things that can also increase IBS is the changes in the gut microbiome. So people with IBS have different amounts of normal flora, normal types of bacteria in the gut. So this leads to the diarrhea. This leads to the different symptoms that a person may have from IBS. Also, everyday life stress can lead to IBS, and severe infections can also lead to IBS, such as gastroenteritis. So what are the triggers? Food allergy. So food allergy or intolerance in IBS isn't quite understood yet, but some people do find that certain food may make their symptoms worse, such as dairy, wheat, citrus fruits, beans, milk, and carbonated drinks. So we will now discuss what are these triggers, these food items that may make your symptoms of IBS worse and decrease your quality of life. And it prevents you from doing the things that you want to do, like working out. But you just don't know how to do it. But now I'm going to give you the tools to utilize so that you can become more functioning. So here it is. Try FODMAP. FODMAP diet specifically. This stands for fermentable, oligosaccharides, disaccharides, monosaccharides, and polyols. So we're going to look at the different types of food that has these things: the oligosaccharides, disaccharides, monosaccharides, and polyols. And these are the things that you can eliminate or start to eliminate from your diet to decrease the symptoms. So research has found that our small intestine does not absorb FODMAPs very well. They actually increase the amount of fluid in the bowel. And then they also increase the amount of gas because they are easily fermented by the bacteria in the colon. So because of that increase in fluid and gas, this leads to bloating and also changes in digestion, which then results in pain and, of course, diarrhea. So if you eat less of these FODMAPs, FODMAP foods, then you can then decrease your symptoms. So lactose, things such as yogurt, pudding, custard, ice cream, cottage cheese, ricotta cheese, these things, cow's milk, these things, if you start to eliminate from your diet, this may help you decrease the signs and symptoms of your IBS. Things with fructose, such as apples, pears, peaches, cherries, mangoes, pears, and watermelon. Sweeteners, such as honey and agave. Products with high fructose corn syrup. You should watch out for those. Those are red flags where you can start to eliminate in your diet. Fructans, vegetables that have fructans are asparagus, Brussels sprouts, broccoli, garlic, and onions. Wheat and rye. Also, these grains have fructans in it. Also try to eliminate lentils, chickpeas, kidney beans, and soy products. Polyols. So these fruits that I mentioned previously also have polyols. And also these vegetables such as cauliflower, mushrooms, and snow peas have polyols. These are also things to avoid. Sweeteners such as sorbitol, mannitol, and xylitol can also increase the symptoms of IBS. However, on the contrary to that, these are the food that you should try to eat more. 1, lactose-free milk, almond milk, coconut milk, lactose-free yogurt, and stick to hard cheeses. Fruit such as bananas, blueberries, cantaloupe, grapefruit, honeydew, kiwi, lemon, lime, oranges, and strawberries. Try to stick to those fruits. Vegetables such as bean sprouts, bok choy, carrots, eggplant, ginger, lettuce, olives, potatoes, and spring onions. Also, go with your lean protein with your beef and your chicken. Do more eggs, and of course, add fish to your diet. Add more varieties of nuts, such as almonds, peanuts, walnuts, but limit them, of course, because we want to make sure that we have at least 10 to 15 of each kind in your diet. Grain, such as rice bran, gluten-free pasta, of course, quinoa and oats. These are other great options to have. Basically, the big idea is this: limit the foods in the category of FODMAPs because they do have health benefits for you, but if they are increasing in the symptoms of your IBS, you can start to limit them. You may be able to tolerate some food better than others. Not everybody is the same. So just because I listed, for example, cherries that may cause more symptoms of your IBS, someone else may be okay with that. But when you do talk to, for example, a registered dietitian, they may tell you to eliminate it altogether. But keep in mind, not everybody is the same. I would suggest taking a food diary and tracking your symptoms. These are helpful tools to chart and know which foods you can and cannot have. But this is the basic algorithm, I guess you could say, is FODMAPs. This bracket of food items are the ones that causes more fluid and gas buildup, leading to the bloating, leading to the diarrhea, leading to the abdominal cramps that cause a decrease in quality of life. So if you try to eliminate some of the foods there, it will help you over time. So this is my encouragement to all of you, that FODMAPs help reduce the symptoms of IBS so that you could live a healthier, more functional life, better quality of life altogether. And if you're starting to work out and this has prevented you from doing so, try to do this, incorporate this in your diet. I hope this has helped you. I hope this has given you more clarification as to what to do with your nutrition if you are someone who suffers from IBS. If you have any questions, I'm always here to help you. If you have prayer requests, prayer needs, again, we are always here to help you. At Iron Sharpens Iron Fitness, we always like to say, make moves